Здравствуйте, comrades. This is Calls. Welcome back. It's been a while. I've been super busy. I apologize, but it's just been one thing after another, and it's back to Clan Wars, a new season. Oh, mind you, the new season now is 90 days instead of 60. I don't know if it's always been 90. I always recalled it being 60. So this is going to be 3 months instead of two. So take a look. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But that was just one of the things I picked up. Hey, we got Deja Vu version 2.0. We're going up against a really good team. They finished second. I think they fell short by a point. So good on them for finishing top three. Obviously, a well respected opponent. They've got some good, high quality, talented players. Well, let me clarify. They have some really, 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 really good bases. I can't speak because I don't know the player base of Deja Vu. I only know one, and he's actually in this clan war. So Claydog, if you're watching, holler at you, bro. Let's talk about Fox. All right. He's got monuments, and I can't identify what they are, but what I can tell you is we've gone up against Fox before from version 1, and this is what he ran with. Building walls 10, gun 15, ground 15, spider 3, building 10. So what I can tell you is building 10 is the silver one, so I bet you that's correct. This one is likely building walls 10, because they do that to stack so that their watchtowers can survive max nuke. This is likely gun 15 because that's extremely powerful. And then this is likely spider 3 because ground 15 is a silver. And then that's what was replaced with the special temporary defense monument, which increases damage by 10% amongst all guns. So this is going to be a DPS race. I cannot speak to the strategy when it comes to Colossus Invader Nurse. I don't have the heroes to do it, so I can't speak to my strategy if I were to do a CNI strat. I can only do Vortex. So let's do this by the numbers. Let's start with the bunkers because that's easy. Bunkers can be genned up easily on this special bunker, dropping a bomb as we've done before. Similarly with this bunker, we can do that as well. And then I'd have to go back and see. I believe this is well within range that we can get a bomb, but this guy, you're on your own. Now the big question is, which iron do you go after? This is the one that's going to hit harder. The reason why is because of this modular gun. So it's going to increase damage by 20% instead of 15, so it's going to be 90. The other one's going to be less than 90, even though it's got a shield generator. And it is, it's 86. But it might be worth it because you could take out the Clan HQ and the Ion. Alright? And if you were to take into consideration the radius of 10, you might be able to take out collateral damage on the cannon, these watchtowers, lighten up the death ray a little bit as well as the lightning gun. And obviously the repair module is going to be irrelevant because it's not going to survive the nuke. So your goal is to get to this guy ASAFP, but at the same time, it's hard to tell because these spider rounds are going to be pulsing 7 freeze rounds. And if you're doing a CNI strat, that's going to be that will kill you. So if you're doing Vortex strat and you want to survive and if you want to have a Colossus soak damage, then you have to have the Vortex get to these ion stations ASAFP. So after nuke, what structures are going to be remaining? We'll have the rally point, we'll have both the storage, we'll have the watchtower, which will be hanging by a thread. Comm center won't survive, flame tower will, cannon will. So you might want to consider deploying a ranged hero down here to get rid of the rally point to clean up the line. And then what you could do is you could try and deploy right here by this gold mine to go after the oil storage in hopes that the line traced goes oil, watchtower, possibly flame tower, and then ion station. This to me sounds like the most reasonable line to take. He likely has max level heroes. I don't know where they're interspersed, so you're going to need to do some homework in that regard. Bring plenty of bombs because these walls are going to be about 8,500, but he doesn't have any monuments that are augmenting walls. And that's going to be the big thing because a lot of these other bases in the first iteration from which we went up against TV, they were using wall augmentation on their monuments, the defensive monuments, and they might not be doing that as a result of this recent event that has a special temporary defense monument. So that's my outtake on it. Good luck on Fox. He will be formidable, but doable. Next one is Y. He's a new one. He was not in the first one. So obviously he's got an ion here, and it doesn't appear to be augmented by any kind of damage. He's got an ion here, which is. So this is going to be the harder hitting ion, so you might want to consider taking this out. Now remember in the previous base there was 9 tiles of separation. This guy only has 3, 2, and 2. So 3, 2, and 2 is 7, so you absolutely can take out Spider and Ion if that's going to be your strategy. I would recommend it. It's always beneficial to take out Spider Ion when you can. I'm trying to find his clan HQ, which is up here, likely holding a Colossus, and it is. So I would try and hold off on spawning the Colossus if you can, which makes this special bunker kind of risky because you're going to have to send a bomb out here in left field. But you can get a 2-for-1 if you're lucky and get this bunker and the special bunker on a single bomb and not gen aggro on the clan HQ. Similarly, on the other side, special bunker is too far on the outside, so pop a bomb, pop the lock, and same thing on the traditional bunker. No idea what his monuments are, but we know that this is going to be the one that increases damage because it's a special temporary defense monument. You're going to drop a nuke, and then you're going to do airstrikes. If you have the bronze, cool. If you have the golden, good on you. Way to be patient. I am now very happy that Jungle Heat finally fixed that, but I would recommend airstrikes on either side. I'm preferential to taking out this Ion because of the fact that it's going to do increased damage. And your goal is to get to this Ion if you're going to be doing a Vortex strat, so you got to trace a line. Now, oddly, his rally points are all on one side, and this is actually a mistake because the only thing left that's going to be separating the Ion is going to be basically a single layer. So, if you have one of those corrosion abilities, and you drop a nuke, there's a possibility that 1 to 2 corrosions will take out these 3 structures. And if you deploy your troops going after this oil storage, there's a possibility it might strafe the line and go bioreactor, but it should go inward towards the Jericho. If you want to play conservative, then what you want to do is take out these guys, drop a few bombs, and deploy your troops right on this globe, the symbol of unity, so that they breach, bang, and clear, take the hole, go towards the oil storage, so that they're doing collateral damage on the bioreactor, and then it should go inward towards Jericho and then Ion Station. If you do it from the other side, I think it's a little bit more risky because they might not go after this oil storage. They might actually go for this flame tower. And if they do that, then there's a possibility it could go flame tower, cooled storage, flame tower, and then you've completely missed the line. So you could maybe compromise and throw a single vortex and take out this flame tower and have it go to town. Of course, it's going to be a sacrifice because all these other units are going to be doing damage to it. You got that EMP cannon, which does increased damage over time. The more times it gets charges off, Watchtower is going to be doing damage. You might have some heroes, a cannon. So if you want to sacrifice one vortex to ensure a clean line to get to this oil storage, I might recommend it. But you definitely want to consider using a corrosion ability on these 3 structures because that's going to be your point of entry. Might have some background noise, apologize. I'll try to mitigate that and do this quickly. Weedy, we had him before. He's got 2 silvers and 3 gold. Let's see if it matches up with what he had before. He had Spider 3, Building Wall 10, Gun 15, so those are all gold. The silvers I don't know because at the time he only had like a resource and attack monument, so he missed the mark on that. But I can almost guarantee you one of them is going to be Building 10, Building 10%, and the other one is likely Damage versus Ground 15%, because those are the 2 most common silver monuments you're ever going to find on high-level clan war competitiveness with these high-ranked teams. So he has his Spider Ion too close together, way too close together. It's the same distance as it was previously. On the previous base, I believe it was Y, so you can pick and choose. So this guy's going to do 75 damage. This one's going to be doing 75, so it doesn't matter. It's identical. But this base, I think it's going to be easier. His special bunkers and his traditional bunkers are way out here. So drop bombs, pop them, nuke them, and then if you're going to, let's just say hypothetically, you drop your airstrikes and you take out the Ion Spider and you're going after this one. Similarly, now he's got his rally points where I have mine. I think that's better. Drop a ranged unit and you can take out the rally point here. And then I would probably go inward towards like the bioreactor side. So the bioreactor should go down. I'm hoping the units might. I'm going to call an audible because you have 2 bioreactors and they're a ton of HP. Nobody wants to chew through 4,000 health. I know I don't. So let's try it from the northeast and see what we got as far as options. Obviously the oil storage is going to survive. Obviously the special bunker is going to survive. So it should go oil storage. It should go special bunker. I don't think the modular gun's going to survive. Actually, it will, surprisingly. Or unsurprisingly, I'm not doing math. But my concern is it might go flame tower. And then after flame tower, it should go inward to modular gun, watchtower, and then possibly inward towards Ion Station. This is a tricky line to trace, so let's see if we do the other way around. Say we drop this Ion Station, what's it look like from the other side? Looks a little bit cleaner, honestly. I would probably go from the west. So drop the rally point, use a ranged troop. You should be safe way out here in left field. You're going to go Jericho, that's obvious, and then it should go special bunker. It should go flame tower. However, the flame tower might die if the special bunker is dropped, because the special bunker's got higher HP. 1,700, and then the flame tower only has 1,100. So it might take 2 hits from your round of your vortexes to take down the special bunker. and it does line on the line damage 4 spaces. So this flame tower is going to drop, and then it should go inward. The hive will survive, so it should go Jericho, should go special bunker, and then it should go hive. I actually would recommend the west side. Experiment and try it, see if it works. His clan HQ is sporting a Colossus, but you should be able to get inward towards the Ion without jetting aggro on it. So I'd recommend dropping airstrikes probably here on the south side. And if you get really lucky, you could drop it like possibly right on this wall, right here, either here or here. You might be able to get lucky and take out Spider, Ion, and clan HQ. Very interesting. Very possible. His base has changed since the last time that we set it up. Next base. Let's see what we got. Thinking. Internet works. Oh, block. Infamous block. Yep, cool. Good to see you, bro. All right. He's got the same separation as the previous base, so he's only got 8 tiles, so that means Ion and Spider are too close. He's got special bunker. It's close enough to the edge. You can spawn it. This one, same thing, close enough to the edge, you can spawn it. The only thing that's going to keep you from doing this is if these people position their heroes on the outside. So if they put them on the outside and then you got to wait, that becomes a problem after you drop the first bunker because that's when the time starts. So you always want to try and use time to your advantage because against these bases that are maxed out, max walls, max everything, it takes a long time to chew through these walls. So fortunately, all of the bunkers, this is going to be the one that's most problematic, honestly, is this one. So I probably wouldn't worry about it. But the remaining 3, the 2 special bunkers and the one going northeast, I think are spawnable. And I would strongly consider dropping Airstrike Nuke and going after, let's see, Clan HQ's way out here. So I'm thinking we're going to go from the west side, possibly the south side. I would probably drop airstrikes right here and take out this Ion, take out this Spider, and then go after this Ion right here. The line to trace is not that difficult. He's got a bioreactor, so it'll go bioreactor, storage facilities. He's done this deliberately. He wants you on the outside, drop some bombs. You're probably going to want to cheat inward and go on lightning gun. And then after that, lightning gun, collateral damage will take out the mortar. It'll soften up the bioreactor. You'll go oil storage. If the mortar falls, and it should because it won't survive nuke. If the bioreactor falls, then it goes oil storage, possibly cannon. It should stay the course on this line. The cannon's got higher HP than the flame tower, 1490 versus 11 or 960. Wow. Okay. But he's got the special temporary defense monument. This is likely building 10, and then the other 3 gold monuments from his previous. We're building wall 10, so he's using that. Gun 5, he's likely using that. And then he's likely using Spider 3 or Ground 15. So if he's doing Ground 15, it's a DPS race because his units are going to be doing 15% plus another 15% against ground, which is 30, plus another 10% from the blueprint, which is 40, plus another 10% on the special temporary defense monument, which is 50. So if you were to take a look at the ion station right here, 90, that doesn't take into consideration the other 50%. So this thing is going to hit like a truck. It's going to hit like an absolute monster. So you have got to drop this guy. So we're going to change course. We're going to drop our airstrikes and take out the monster ion. That's going to do insane damage. And we're going to come from the north. What do we have from the north? We have rally point, those will fall, reactor, and block knows this. This is why he puts the structures right there. Because look at this. All the biggest, hardest, the tankiest structures, if you will, for lack of a better term, have tremendous amounts of damage because he knows that people are going to come from the north side. So your goal at this point is, well, how much can I get away with using ranged units? Ranged units are what are going to matter. So if you have good ranged heroes that are not going to piss off the ion station, then you want to use that to the best of your ability so that you can soften up the defenses, because once that ion goes, then it's a DPS race and you got to get on down. So I go from the north, do your homework, try and trace a line, and we might have to revisit them because I know block has been 3-starred before, and we can look at replays because I'm sure they're out there on YouTube amongst other people, but I'm getting ahead of myself and I'm running out of time because I got other things I need to do. Clay Dog, we are well familiar with Clay Dog. He's smart enough to put his structures an additional space apart. So if you count 3, 3 is 6, and 1 is 7, 2 is 9. So you can't touch both the ion and the spider. So he knows that. This is going to be your truck of an ion hitting 84. And if he has the same defensive structures that I think, so obviously he's got special temporary defense monument, so that's going to increase damage by 10% on gun damage. and then he's got 2 silvers and 2 golden. So his silvers are likely ground damage 15, and then he's also likely have building health 10%. The other 2 likely candidates for his golden monuments are either Spider 3, gun damage 15, or building wall 10%. He's going to have one of those combinations. It's probably building wall 10% and gun damage 15. I don't know. I don't care at this point, but what I can tell you is special bunker, we can gen aggro on that. Let's find his other one. He's got a traditional one over here. We can gen aggro on that. Same thing on the one up here on north. This one's going to be a challenge because it's got cannons on either side. And you don't want to run the risk of spawning as clean HQ if you send one out here in right field. I don't see a second special bunker, so we're not going to worry about that. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to try and look at the cannon, the ion station, that's going to give you the most collateral damage. I might choose this guy because you could take out the clan HQ. And if you take out the clan HQ, then it's a matter of getting this guy down. And how are we going to do it? Use a ranged unit, take out the rally point. And then you've got an oil storage right here, and that will go inward towards cannon. It might peel off and get distracted on flame tower because that's next in line, because your bunker might get destroyed by incidental AoE as a result of vortexes attacking the cannon from the west side. It might not, I don't know. If it does, it 100% is actually going to go down to the south cannon and then inward towards the shield generator. So definitely go from the west, drop a ranged unit, and hopefully it goes cannon inward to shield generator and not gold storage. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Next base, Agent Gibbs. He actually has his spaced out more than any other base so far. Because we have 3, 6, 9. Actually, no, he's got 9, so it's the same distance as Clay Dog. So you can't touch both the Spider Ion. You're going to have to pick and choose. So where's his clan HQ? That's the first thing I look for is a clan HQ nearby that we can take advantage of. Not seeing it unless I'm blind. I probably have seen it. I just haven't recognized it. So anyway, when I get around to it, let's call an audible. Special bunker is close enough that we can gen aggro on it. It might be a challenge on this one because of the fact that it's surrounded by watchtowers and cannons. And the other one's over here, traditional bunker. Similarly, we might be able to get lucky on this one on a single bomb, but it kind of depends on his placement of his heroes. This one will be easy because it's way close to the edge. As soon as you even get near this hatchery, you're going to gen aggro on the special, and same with the traditional bunker. So, you take a look at this modular gun just out of curiosity. 17%, this will be your heavy hitting ion, so you might want to drop it with nuke airstrike. So 87 versus the other side, which is probably 75, and it is. So I would probably prefer that you drop the ion over here and then find a way to get into the ion station or attack this ion station. And this is a lot like the other bases, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. But hey, take a look. We've talked about how to trace a line. You guys know what structures are going to survive max level nuke, anything over 900, because we have to assume that they've got building wall 10%. We got to assume that they got building 10%. They're using both monuments. And then they're going to couple that with the defensive monument blueprint, which is going to increase it by another 10%. So anything over 900, and you can search this in the info. If I were to go to this watchtower right here, there it is, 900. So we know that that guy is going to survive. It's not going to be much, but anytime you see a structure over 900 and they have gold and silver, I want you to assume that they're stacking those monuments, and then I want you to try and trace a line as to the probability to get to this ion. So if you have questions, I don't know who the mirror is for Agent Gibbs, let me know. But I'm going to give you a little homework assignment, and I'm going to let you kind of pre-plan and see if you can do it yourself. I don't want to be lazy, but I'm saying the same thing multiple times because they have similar base structures. Now we're down to Nish. So Nish, his is not a perfect square, which is fine, but I'm anal retentive. He's off by 2 squares. So you can take out Ion Spider, or you can go Ion Spider the other side. I would probably take out the southwest side, so that I can focus on getting these 2 down before I gen aggro and piss off the clan HQ over here. Now, you're not going to be able to gen aggro on the special bunker because you won't be able to do so without getting the Colossus spawned. And the goal is to get the Colossus spawned as late as possible, as late in the game. And he's got the same setup, 2 silvers, 2 golds, so we know that he's running damage ground 15, we know that he's running building 10, and then he's got the special temporary defense monument, so none of this surprises me. Rally points on the corners. These guys can be spawned easily. The traditional bunkers drop nuke. That's one less thing you got to worry about. But I would prefer that you drop airstrikes on the southwest side and then go after trying to get this ion station down and as soon as possible. Now, actually, disregard. I was about to say the repair depot is right over there by the nuke. I'm sorry, by the ion station. It won't survive nuke, so you should be okay. And by this point, their heroes are going to be around probably the low 30s. So now we get to Eat Me. He has a similar setup. It's not a perfect square. Wouldn't surprise me if he's the same person as the preceding base of Nish. But let's see. We've got Spider Ion within range, so you can drop him. Similarly, Spider Ion. I don't really know why his modular gun is out here. This kind of baffles me because it's good, but he's not using it to augment his Ion. So I'm not going to say it's a mistake, but just make note his clan HQ's up here. So I would probably drop the north and east Ion Spider and go after the south and west. In reverse order, obviously. Okay? Structures, special bunker, easily aggroable. Same with special. This one's too close to the edge, whereas this other two, he's got another one right here. This is very easily aggroable. And this one similarly, just drop a bomb right down here. Drop a nuke, breach, bang, and clear. This guy I think we can do. Next base, we might be down to the second to last, I don't know. Mine, it has a bunch of characters, and I don't know how to pronounce it. But Halim has a similar setup to, I believe, Agent Gibbs and Claydog. So he's smart enough at least to put his structures at least 9 spaces apart, so you can count it out 3, 3, 3. So you're gonna have to pick and choose. You might get lucky. You're gonna have to bust out the Pythagorean theorem and do math. Can't do it right now because I just came off of work and it's just been a long day and I can't do math right now. But you might be able to take out the Ion Station and the Clan HQ, and then go after this guy. His special bunkers are kind of close. I don't know. If you're going to drop these special bunkers and aggro them, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 bombs. So if you're going to go the bomb strat and gen aggro, like on this one it'll be easier, but you might need at least 2 because the cannon might one-shot you. And then similarly on this guy, just don't do it closer to this, even though there's less defensive structures because you get the storage units and the Hive AA gun, but you don't want to piss off the Clan HQ and gen aggro. So you might want to do it more towards this rally point and drop 2 in anticipation that the watchtower and cannon are going to target the first one. And the propagation delay between the network and jungle heat and back to your phone or device, Android, iPad, tablet, whatever, might be such that you can at least get 1 bomb to gen aggro on special bunker. This will be the most difficult one, I think, because you've got a cannon and a watchtower as backup. They are not equidistant from the edge, so the cannon might pick off one and the watchtower might get the other. So this will be the most difficult if you're going to try and gen aggro. So anyway, pick an Ion. I would probably do this guy because you might be able to get the Clan HQ. Then go after this guy, do your homework assignment, watch previous videos, trace the line, and get to it. Yeah, this is my guy. Alright, so I'm really not going to spend any time on him. I'll have a strat. If I can't take him down, then I'll go back to the drawing board and I'll revisit, and you guys can watch my replay while I'm in the corner of shame, and we can discuss the strat. So, let's recap. We're going up against DV. They are really good. They placed in the last season. We have a lot of talent. We've got great depth, and I think it's going to be an interesting battle. We're going to go and try and draw these guys. I think there's a possibility if everybody is on their game and we do what we know what we're capable of doing, that's a very possibility. That's very probable. So if not, at least we can say we give it our all. But let's communicate. Let's get online. Let's make sure we got each other's backs, and let's go from there. So good luck. Get your troops ready. Let's get ready for war, and we'll see you on the flip side.